Now, one thing that a lot of Star Wars fans are truly looking forward to when it comes to this new Star Wars universe is exactly what both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are going to be doing by adding in tons of Star Wars Legends material into the new Star Wars universe moving forward. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow at Mike01. We do post a couple of fun and entertaining things on there from time to time and interact with you guys further. So, now that we're approaching the very end of October and getting closer to November, which, by the way, that only means that we're very much getting closer to Disney Plus Day, which is going to tease the Book of Boba Fett series, as well as other TV shows out there associated with Star Wars. Now, looking forward to Celebration of 22, because that's going to be the major event in which they announce over 10 new Star Wars TV shows, new Star Wars movies, brand new lore, such as books, novels, and comics, that's only going to add more to the universe. I mean, there is a lot coming our way by Bob Chapek, George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni. So, with that being said, we all know that Jon and Dave are trying their absolute best to really make Legends very significant in the treatment of the new Star Wars universe. Basically, what they want to do is that they want to make sure that Star Wars can thrive and survive and really become this larger thing than ever before. They really want to make sure that they can really make this far different than how Disney handled the sequel trilogy and kind of differentiate it from that on how they treated it back from 2015 all the way until 2019. They want to differentiate all of that and really treat the Mandoverse as something of its own thing with side stories in the mix. Now, with that being said, of course, what's even all the more exciting is exactly what Bob Chapek has planned up his sleeve and exactly how it involves the president of Lucasfilm. Now, specifically, alright, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now focused on their new Star Wars projects like Star Wars Ahsoka and the Kenobi TV series, which, by the way, brings back Hayden. However, Disney CEO Bob Chapek is said to be having a lot of big plans in the mix for the future of Lucasfilm and significant changes that will be coming very soon in order to make Star Wars a big success, not just on Disney Plus, but also in theaters again. Now, it's described that currently Chapek is advancing his plan for a new Lucasfilm president after a couple of setbacks that actually happened the past number of months. Given that Kathleen Kennedy has only created problems with the Acolyte series, Chapek is said to already have 3 final choices of who will replace Kathleen Kennedy, and that these plans are already set to take place now in 2023 after a couple of setbacks, and that they are on the roll to aiming for a new president to take over Lucasfilm. The first big plan by Chapek is for creator George Lucas to temporarily take over as president of Lucasfilm by mid to late 2022, before the final replacement is set to take place. Chapek has had his eyes on Jon Favreau and another choice that is currently unknown that is set to replace Kathleen Kennedy in the years to come. Now, Chapek plans to use Lucas temporarily in order to regulate everything over at Lucasfilm before the actual permanent replacement gets settled in to turn everything around for the franchise. Now, George Lucas is said to have already agreed to take over temporarily, and that this has been an ongoing conversation between Chapek and Lucas for months now. Kathleen Kennedy is said to be under a great deal of stress and tension with the way the Acolyte is going, given that they had to make a lot of major adjustments and delays with filming, as it was supposed to start this year and won't be starting now until next year with the release of 2023 instead of the end of 22. Jon Favreau has also been approached by Bob Chapek about taking the role as president of Lucasfilm and is said to hold a great interest for doing this in 2023. However, remains unsure if the role would be best for him as he is dedicated to creating Star Wars. This is something that Favreau has been thinking of course, doing for the past number of months now by Bob Chapek and more. Now, on top of that, Kathleen Kennedy is said to have been trying to fight against these plans. However, the higher-ups over at Disney have been very disappointed with her progress on the Acolyte TV series and her entire approach to the show for Disney Plus. The third unknown choice by Bob Chapek is said to have tons of experience in the business world, and is Bob Chapek's backup plan if Favreau does not end up working out as the new replacement of Kathleen Kennedy. This is set to be a big deal for Chapek, as it will only add more to his legacy of how he handled the Star Wars franchise. So, the thing about Chapek here, I gotta really give the man a lot of credit. After all the number of setbacks on how he's gonna handle the replacement of Kathleen Kennedy ongoing now, he's really trying to figure this thing out because he does want somebody else to take control over at Lucasfilm. The first baby step that he initiated was by giving Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau these major promotions over at Lucasfilm to actually hold a lot more creative power over the new shows, the new Star Wars lore, the new Star Wars movies, and just everything Star Wars. They're pretty much on the same exact tier of Kathleen Kennedy now, what she's able to do, creatively speaking, on other projects, except Kathleen Kennedy, creatively speaking, right now, can only work on the Acolyte TV series, so that's good news. Now, 2023 is not all that far off. I mean, this year is basically over. We only got 2 months and change left before we get to next year, and by the time 23 arrives is when they plan to replace Kathleen Kennedy. That is pretty much the done deal right now. That is their aim. That is their main goal that they are actively trying to complete, and that's exactly what they are going to do. So 2023 is going to be a very special year. 2022, is going to be a very fun and exciting year with new Star Wars shows like Kenobi, Bad Batch Season 2, Star Wars Andor, Mando Season 3, and we got a lot more coming our way in 23 as well. Now, the fact that they are aiming for George Lucas to temporarily take over the role of Lucasfilm by mid to late next year, we talked about this a couple of months ago, and now it's surfacing once again, the fact that Chapek wants to do this, and this is going to be a concrete plan of his to use Lucas to regulate things first, to get things evened out, and then to eventually just throw in the permanent replacement. So Lucas is not there to stay as president of Lucasfilm, but he will be there temporarily as president of Lucasfilm, kind of similar to how Chapek was temporarily the Disney CEO while Bob Iger was still in that position before he actually got the permanent position. So, with that being said, guys, I would really like to hear what you have to say about this, because it's a very interesting development, the fact that we have a lot of things happening between Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland and how they're having trouble with the Acolyte TV show. It's why there's a lot of delays, a lot of setbacks with that show. It's only costing Disney more and more money, and it's only creating more problems with the placement of the roadmap of new Star Wars TV shows and what's going to come after and or before the Acolyte TV show. That's exactly why Disney's getting a lot of mix-ups with their marketing of what they plan to do with the Acolyte TV series for next year. So, like I say, guys, I think that Bob Chapek is on a roll. He is really going to do great things with the franchise moving ahead, and I've really got to give the man a lot of credit. So, like I say, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.